Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30. It is Wednesday, November 5th. Time to wrap it up for today. And so far, a massively positive day. They ran out of gas here at Resistance at the 68.50 and change. And it looks to me like they're going to see a little bit of profit taken into the close, at least what it looks like. But if they can hold this level, the 68.50s going into the close, that would be a very positive sign. If they can't, probably going to be range bound. If they trade below that 68.20s, we're going to be back on the short side. So that's the way I'm looking at it going into the overnight. So range bound trading right now, I would lean towards the long side and wait for the close. And if they close above the 68.50, I would be on the long side of this. If they close below above the 68.20s, I would be on the range bound side of this. And if they close below 68.20, start thinking about potential retracement. But you never know. It can go. They can retrace it quite a bit in the last 20 minutes, really quick, or we may see a bit of a rally. It's anyone's guess. Now, news for tomorrow, if we have any, it's going to be, if anything, we have productivity, inventories coming out, jobless claim. We'll see that that's not going to come out. Yeah, we'll see. Not much to hang, not much to get excited about. And of course, the employment situation on Friday is not going to come out either. So, but let's see how the market closes. Right now, it's very much a risk-on day. I thought there's going to have a shot at getting short against the early strength for rotations down, and it did not materialize at all. As it took out the 68.20, we changed our bias and stayed range bound, took off the short bias, and then there was just a steady grind to the upside from there. So let's see how it ends up closing. Right, guys. Looking at the Nasdaq, so you had 3 trades on the ES, 2 scratches, and then 1 loser. I'm down $30 on that one right now. So that's what I did so far. You can see those early on here. I was in this mode here. So when we had that early weakness, early strength. I was looking at getting short. I get short here. I was a not great trade location, but I thought I had it. It looked like they were starting to head lower. At least they retested that low, but they went pretty good, and then they retraced right back into my face. Got stopped me outside that rotation. That was like a smack in the face. I tried a long trade, and that one got up and got shaken out. The second one was a short trade after that triple test, short, and then that got a break-even trade too, which got shaken out. So those are the 2 trades. So down $30 on that, and I haven't traded the ES since. I did take a couple of trades on the Nasdaq. I'll show you that now. So Nasdaq, I had 3 trades. I had one was the first trade I took was this guy right not there, but it's the first trade I took was early on here again, getting short against strength, early strength, and again I got knocked out of that thing. So at that point, it's like, yeah, this is not happening. So but that was a loser right from the get-go there. And then I got in on one small long trade. I scratched that trade in like the trade location. And then on the way back up after it pulled back a little bit, I got long again, and that one I rode up here to raise. So this first trade I was down $67 on, and I kind of made that back on those 2 trades. I'm up 32, so net down 30 on the ES, up 32 on the Nasdaq, so net pretty much break even for the day. Bond market though, a nice move to the downside, and as you can see here, after that first move to the downside, it doesn't do anything. And that usually I usually get caught here trying to buy this for rotations back to the mean. But when you have a news like this, repricing the market, bond market usually doesn't do that. They just reprice themselves and then stall right at the level. So they are right at 16 right now and going sideways. So I would start off range bound. I would keep a bias to the downside. So I would look to sell strength for rotations down. If they start trading above, if they get up above the 17s, we're back range bound. But otherwise, I look for short setups against that 18 edge, against the 28s, and then against the 1702s for rotations back down. So that's the bond market, but that's the repricing on the bond market. So yields coming up a bit. Nasdaq hasn't pulled back as hard as the ES did. So we'll see if they, well, there you go. Come on. The Nasdaq is pulled back a little bit as well. We'll see if they can make it go out of it. And that's on the Nasdaq. If they can get up above that 880, it would be great. But they haven't done it yet. So we have range bound on the Nasdaq. And if they close below the level we talked about, the 680s here, they close below that one, we're back on the short side. Otherwise, I would just start off range bound on a Nasdaq. Maybe with slight bias to the upside, but that would be if anything. But if they hold that level, the 68, the 25 680s, I would be holding the staying on range bound on the Nasdaq. And see if they can scratch up above the high here. That would be interesting. But look to me like we may see some profit taken into the close here. So it's been a pretty spectacular risk on day so far, though. And then Nasdaq, oil and gold. Gold is just range bound. Not much happening on gold. They are kind of holding in the range a little bit to the upside, but I would just start off range bound on gold. Look to sell strength, buy weakness. Had to adjust these edges a little bit. So still the edge up here, 4,008 is good. I'm going to move this one up a bit to 4,000. So looking to sell against 4,000 and looking to buy against support here at the 39.75s. And also down here at probably at the 65. So 75 and 65 for rotations up. If they start trading about 4,010, maybe lean long. If they start trading below that 39.65, maybe lean short. See if they get some direction on move here. But range bound trading to get started. And then on oil, not much to say about oil. They're to the downside though. They had taken out, they're testing that 59.7, 60 to 70s. They're grinding here. They haven't been able to take it lower. So they're holding the 59.50s. Now, if they take out that one, we'll be in good shape to move lower. The chances are they're going to see the retracement here in the overnight. After the run out, after the reopen, probably going to get back up again. Usually that happens when they're definitely defending that level to the T. So it's not going any lower. So I would say range bound trading on oil, range bound trading on the gold, back to the ES, and we'll see if they can hold on to the gains. It's going to be very interesting to see if they can hold this or not. If they, or if we're going to see like one of these crazy profit-taking things going on here late in the session, that would suck. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So at this point, the range bound kind of leaning long on the ES until they close. If they can, depends if they close below that 68.45 or not. So 68.50, 45 to 50. So we'll see if they're going to close with a little bit of strength, or if we're going to see further profit taken. So anyone's guess. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. I'll see you back bright and early in the morning. We'll go at this again. All right, guys, later.